All right, you guys. So sorry about that. This is going to be round two. Uh, I was actually trying to do a live stream with you guys and helping make my pick for the upcoming Super Bowl, and then give you guys a little bit more in depth to um, who and what needs to take place when the Cincinnati Bengals and Los Angeles Rams take the field, and how they can be able to secure a championship for their team. So I'm super excited about that. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. So let's go ahead and begin. So if you go back to the AFC Championship game, Nets where Joe Burrow uh, threw for 250 yards, two TDs, and a pick. Um, well, I think he was a great quarterback. I mean, if you look before the AFC Championship, where he was sacked nine times by the Tennessee defense and was still able to come out with the victory, it just speaks high volume about his heart and his determination to be able to win a ball game. And he's always been that type ever since he was at LSU when he won a national championship there, and he also won a Heisman Trophy. So he's got a lot of stuff riding on him right now, and I also think he's a great candidate for the Comeback Player of the Year. But I also think that he will need help from his playmakers and the likes of Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, as well as Jamar Chase. They're all three going to have to be able to uh, cause, cause hectic on the defensive side of the ball for the Rams, and they're going to have to score touchdowns. I mean, they can score field goals, but it's going to be a touchdown game, and that's about the only way that you can really beat the Rams. Uh, you have to constantly apply pressure to their defense and make them weaker, but you also have to score points, and if possible, causing a turnover can also uh, give you guys an extra possession, and that's always a key. Also, um, you know, not causing so many penalties can also help you win the ball game as well. Um, but I do think that Cincinnati has a great offensive side of the ball. Their defense is pretty stout as well. Um, but I do know if it comes down to a kicking game or a field goal, I think Cincinnati has the better kicker, especially having to win the ball game in the AFC Championship at Arrowhead against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. McPherson kicking a 52-yard field goal, so he does have the leg. He can kick it. I kind of look at him as maybe like a young Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker is the kicker from Baltimore. If you guys are not familiar, and he's a pretty good kicker as well. Um, but I also think that if you jump to the Rams side of the ball, there's pretty stout on the on the offensive side as well as the defensive side. You have Matthew Stafford, who I think is more deserving for this championship, especially from what he went through majority of his career during his time in Detroit, and having to battle through all those injuries with his shoulder, and not really having an offensive line, let alone playmakers to help get them to a playoff, let alone a playoff victory. So for him to be in the position that he's in, it just speaks volume. And I think he's going to showcase everything that he has to ensure that the Rams didn't make a wrong decision by going all in and giving up so many draft picks for this young man. But I also think he's going to get help on the outside with Odell Beckham Jr., Cooper Cup. I don't know if Tyler Hegby is going to be there because he has an MCL sprain suffered during the NFC Championship. So last time I looked on the injury report, it looks like he'll be doubtful for the game. But their backup tight end is he ended up showing out during the NFC Championship game. So I think the backup tight end, and I'm trying to remember his name, but I think his name is Blanton. He'll be a pretty good. He showed that he had potential, and he made some big time catches during the NFC Championship game. So I think they are pretty stout on both sides. But they also got their running back in Cam Akers. If you guys are not familiar, he tore his Achilles during the season. So for him to be able to come back and be in the position that he's in to help his team win a Super Bowl, that only speaks very high that he can come back from an injury like that and be in the position that he's in. But he's also backed up with Sony Michelle, who spent majority of some of his time in New England and winning a Super Bowl with the Patriots is now here in Los Angeles. So he's going to try and help them secure a victory in a Super Bowl title here in Los Angeles. Um, so I'm super excited about it. I've been talking about it for the last couple of days. I've been very excited about it. I always get pretty hyped up about Super Bowl because that's where the best of the best play. You have the Super Bowl commercials that tend to be hit and miss, but a lot of times they're pretty funny. They do pretty well. This year's halftime show, I'm actually pretty eager to see. They got some pretty good singers going to be here. It's going to be Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, Eminem. So I think it's going to be a really good halftime show. You're bringing back all the great artists that have built such a great career, and for them to be able to have an opportunity to perform on the grand stage of them all at Super Bowl 56 just shows how spectacular their career has been. That they have an opportunity to showcase their skills in front of millions of fans watching at home or even at the stadium. So I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl all around. It's going to be a great game, great commercials, great halftime show. I'm super excited. Can't wait. Um, but I do think uh, what's going to help the Rams more or less when it comes to securing a Super Bowl title is that Aaron Donald's going to have to cause hectic on the offensive line and also help Von Miller and Leonard Floyd, as well as the other guys on the front, be able to get in the backfield and cause distress on Joe Burrow, where he'll make a wrong decision and throw the ball away or even throw a pick. But as we've seen in the last couple of games, Joe Burrow he's pretty secure with the ball. He's pretty smart when it comes to knowing what to do with the ball when there's pressure. But he can also kill you with your legs if you don't have a spy, and making sure that he's staying in the pocket. So he is a mobile quarterback. He can be a mobile quarterback. So can Stafford if you are not watching. But Matthew Stafford's more of a gunslinger when it comes to throwing the football. I always kind of look at Matthew Stafford as kind of like a young Brett Favre, always just chunking the ball and trying to get as much yards as he can. So I'm super excited about it. I can't wait. I kind of wish it was tomorrow that the Super Bowl was coming on, but it's only a few more days. I got everything prepared. I'm gonna have chips, dip, wings. I'm gonna go all out. And now getting into my pick, I'm actually kind of leaning more towards the Los Angeles Rams, only because I think that Matthew Stafford is deserving of this championship more. Not trying to take away anything from Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is a great man. He's a young guy, and I know that he has many of our opportunities that can come about with him being back in the championship and winning it all. I just think with Matthew Stafford being in the prime that he is now, I think it's way overdue for him to be able to win a championship. Because leading up to the first playoff game, a lot of people had a lot of people were skeptical of him in a playoff game because he's never won one, and here he is in the Super Bowl. So he has proven doubters all through his career, and especially now being traded to the Los Angeles Rams. And the best way to um, completely silence any of those doubts is to bring a Super Bowl title home to Los Angeles and get that championship that you rightfully deserve. And I think he'll be able to pull it off, especially if he gets Cooper Cup on pace, as well as Odell Beckham Jr. And the backup tight end Blanton, because I don't think it's looking like Higbee will be able to play. And I think when it comes to the defensive side of the ball with the Rams, I think that Jalen Ramsey is going to have to be a star player. He's going to have to show that he's a shutdown corner and be able to make sure that the Bengals are not able to get to Jamar Chase. But they're going to also have to cover T. Higgins, but also watch Joe Mixon not only running the ball but coming out of the backfield and catching one of those screen passes because he has shown throughout his career in Cincy that he can catch it out of the backfield and even get 5, 6, 7 yards, and even more than that sometimes if they have the blocking set up. So I think both sides of the ball, when it comes to offensive coordinators, they both have some pretty good plans. I'm pretty sure they've been working on it. They've been studying it, and I think Raheem Morris will come up with a great game plan to disrupt the Cincinnati offense. Now, like I was saying earlier, if it comes down to a field goal, I believe that maybe Cincinnati will be able to pull it off, only because they have a great kicker in Evan McPherson. He's proven to be a very accurate kicker. He's been on point all through the postseason, winning big games for him. So I think that the only way that the Rams will be able to win this game is that Matthew Stafford makes the right decisions and doesn't turn the ball over, but also get it to his playmakers. But also, Aaron Donald will have to get a couple sacks and go back to being that defensive player that he's known for. Von Miller's going to have to show up. Leonard Floyd's going to have to show up. All those players on the defensive side of the ball is going to have to show up and disrupt the offense and also kind of make Joe Burrow a little nervous in the pocket. But I don't know. I think Joe Burrow may be able to handle the pressure, though, because, I mean, he was able to not turn the ball over even after being sacked 9 times during Tennessee. So, I mean, he's shown that he can be pretty cool under pressure. So I think it'll be a great game. So leading up to that, I'm going to have to pick the Los Angeles Rams to win the Super Bowl. That's going to be my pick. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I'll give you guys a score since I already gave you my pick. I think it's going to be maybe Rams 27, Cincinnati 24. I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I don't really see it getting too far out. I just think that the Rams are going to pull out 27, and they're going to hold Cincinnati to 24. And I think the Rams are going to win it at 27 on a last-second field goal. So that's what I'm going with. If any of you guys would love to join this, make sure you guys place your picks in the comment section below. Let me know who you think is going to win and why. Maybe we can have a conversation. We can talk among one another and just spend time discussing what we love to watch, and what we are looking for the most during the Super Bowl and everything else leading up to the Super Bowl. But with that being said, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Love you guys and talk to you guys again soon. And once again, thank you for all the new subscribers. I appreciate all the support. I know we can keep growing, but let's go Rams. Let's start the Super Bowl week. Let's lead up to it with a great week. Everybody get everything you need. Prepare yourself. And just remember to have fun on that night. And talk to you guys again soon.